Live Kabbalah is a non-profit organization founded for the distribution of the wisdom of Kabbalah and its values. Learning the original principles of this wisdom can reconnect us with the true values of our society, including the belief in the dignity and freedom of man, democracy, and the freedom of speech.
Hello everyone, Pesach is coming, the holiday of Passover. And what is Passover? One of the greatest myths, which is a big lie, is that Passover is about the matzah, the unleavened bread. And why do we eat matzah on Passover? It's because we were rushed out of Egypt and we didn't have time to bake the bread. So it squatted and it became a matzah. Just a cracker instead of a bread. If you read the story itself, in the Bible itself, in the book itself, the book of Exodus, you realize that this is all but a myth and a lie. How come? The story is very simple. You read in Exodus chapter 12, in the beginning, and it said that God said to Moses, this month, HaChodesh Hazeh, Rosh Chodashim Olachem, this is the head of the months for you. And we understand from some commentaries and from the Zohar that God is giving Moses the instructions before the last plague, the plague of the firstborn, the instructions how to organize the Exodus. Why do you have to do it before the new moon of Aries? Because Aries, the lamb, the ram, is a symbol of the gods of Egypt. And Egypt was all about witchcraft and black magic. You want to win the battle against the Egyptians, you have to play in their playing field. You have to destroy them in their playing field. So how do you do that? First of all, you have to control the zodiac sign of Aries. And that was done on the Shabbat before the new moon of Aries and on the new moon itself. Therefore, this is why Moses had to get the instructions before that time. But as he gets the instructions, he gets also the instructions what to do later. The instructions go as follow. After the new moon, on the 10th day, each household should take a lamb or a ram to the house and tie it in the house. The next stage is on the 5th day later, which means on the 14th of Nisan, at twilight. It says, take that ram, slaughter it, and burn it on the fire. Barbecue it. And then when you eat it, you should eat it with matzah and bitter herbs. What does it mean? That more than 2 weeks before the Exodus, the instructions were very clear. Do not allow the bread to leaven, because you have to eat the unleavened bread together with the lamb. And then the instructions were even more exact. And from that day on, every year on the full moon of Aries, the night of Seder, the holiday of Pesach, Passover, you should eat matzah, and you should not have any unleavened in your possession, in your sight, for 7 days. Which means, why didn't the bread leaven? Because we were instructed not to allow it to leaven. And so where is the story that we didn't have time, so that's why I didn't rise? We did have time. Not just that we ate twilight, 14th at night we ate the matzot. We left Egypt on the morning after, which means we had the whole night to bake. There was enough time. The instructions were to eat the matzah and not unleavened bread. Why matzah? Now we have to ask, so what for? Was there a reason for that? And yes, the reason is that the whole meaning of Passover is the holiday of freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from Egypt? No. Because you can take the slave out of slavery and he's still a slave. Because slavery is a state of mind. Whenever we are slaves to fears, any kinds of emotional reaction, we are slaves. Being free is not about other people or events, it's about our reactions to people and events. And that's what Passover is about. To achieve that level that the Israelites achieved on that day, the level of total freedom, we can achieve it only for that holiday, for Pesach. But we can, because the amount of light that has been revealed during that night was so great, was so powerful, that we really felt what freedom is about. And you know what? When you feel what freedom is about, you have something to contemplate on. You have a vision. You have a dream. And a person with a dream is a totally different human being than a person without a dream. A real slave has no dreams. Slaves do not have dreams. Slaves just get by. Another day, and another day, and another day. They just do the minimum to survive. They just on hold. Their lives are on hold. They don't really live. However, the moment a person has a dream, he's not a slave anymore. Because maybe other people can control what they do, but nobody can control what they feel. What do they imagine? So they live their freedom in their imagination, which is the most powerful tool that we have. And when a slave has a dream, he's not a slave anymore. And that's the power of Passover, to give us the ability to connect to the dream of our soul, the real dream. Who do we want to be? What do we want to be? How do we want to feel and experience, free of fears, free of anxieties, free of blame? All of this is a gift that we can get on Passover. How? Go to the site, learn, listen, read, and may we all have an amazing Passover, so we achieve freedom. The moment we achieve the dream of freedom, you already got it. Just a matter of time till you physically can see it. But that's what dreams are about. The moment you have the dream, you're a totally different person. So, learn how to connect. Connect, experience, and apply. Have a great Passover. Pesach Sameach. Thank you.